Okay, finally got most of the ugly off the bike. Didn't take me too long. It's almost 3 a.m. again. So, I still don't like this, so that's coming off. But other than that, we're getting close. I think this is going to wind up having to go away too, and this stuff here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this crap. I have any set up and do mids or put footboards on it with controls like a regular panhead would be, which would be this stuff. It'll look like this. Same tank, same primary, same shifter, run the mousetrap on it, all that good stuff. That's the plan anyway. So the only real difference in the plan is I want to sit a little bit lower, and I'm not going to use a wide glide. I want to use a real front end. Springer. Repop Harley Springer to be exact, but with a 1-inch neck so it'll fit a light bike. So this is what I want to put on the bike. And it's heavy. So that's what we're looking to put on the bike. It's too heavy for one hand. So I want to use that, which I'm too tired to mock up stuff right now, even though it'd be fun to now. Now we're getting to the fun part. Yeah, I've been having fun anyway, but it adds up. Here is the axle. Comes with it. Of course, it's made for a drum brake, which I don't want to use. So what I want to use was the 19-inch front wheel I got right here. Not my race bike wheel either. So I'm not a big fan of 21s. You can't drive hard with them. Too skinny. So I want to use this wheel here. 19-inch single disc. Put a lot smaller disc than this on it though. I was thinking like a little 9-inch disc maybe if I can make it work. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. We got a nice lug mount here. I got to make up some kind of a caliper bracket that welds off the back of here, I think, to hold it. Put the caliper down low in the back. That way it looks clean. See that big gaudy ass caliper they put on springers? Yeah, looks like horrible. So that's the plan for the front. For the back of the bike, I initially liked the swing arm of the drum brake because it looks so nice and it lowers the bike way down, which is a big plus too. But I was planning on taking a junk swing arm I had that I thought I had, but I guess I sold them. And I was going to extend it a little bit with a do-it-yourself kit. The do-it-yourself kit would be called metal. It resembles stuff like this. Here's the actual size right here. Except this is a little on the thin side. I have to get something a little thicker. So same thing I did on my race bike. These are all fabricated. I made those whole back sections there. So, but maybe I'll take one of them late model Sportster front ends you can't give away, or touring turd ones, and just cut one of them up and get the piece that I want on me. Be a lot easier. So anyway, just take that, weld it on top of this one. Probably butt it up against that would be a good thing to use. And then extend it back 2-3 inches, whatever I needed, to put a fender on here. The fender I'm going to weld to the swing arm. I was going to use a Springer front fender, but put it in the back. And that was the plan. And when you drop it like this, it basically does the same thing this swing arm does. I didn't want to put drum brake in the back. I could, but I don't really want to. I do want to put a little small disc brake back there though. Well, it won't be too small. It'll be the same brake as on the race bike. One of my nice little wheelwood calipers that I like so much. One of these, same thing, hang it like that, but it'll be on the other side. I got my new brackets I hand made up, so they look a lot better. It still uses 11.5 inch. See, that's an 18-inch with 11.5. It doesn't look too bad because the rim's so much bigger. So I'm going to use that, and then for the rear wheel, I'm going to use an 18-inch wheel, not the 16. So that'll look good compared to the front wheel, both aluminum. This one here is a Baroni style here, rounded one. This is the more of an Acron style, even though Baroni still made a lot of those. So they're slightly different looking, but they're shouldered aluminum rims. I just bought a Baroni rim that I don't really want to get rid of. That looks just like this, but I also got one, so a real fat one, but I don't want to put fat tires in the back. We're trying to skinny it up a little bit and make it skinny. That seems to be the fad right now. Not a bad fad. I like 18-inch rubber, so I like 18-inch wheels. That's what my old 45 has on it over here. 18s. Can't see them because they're buried. Sport parts. There's that Springer front fender. That looked nice in the back. So you put that on the front of the swing arm, weld it all onto it like that, and drop the thing down so it hangs low like it's supposed to. It looks pretty damn nice. And like I said, that's 18-inch rubber. There's one hanging up in the air, same thing. So anyway, that's kind of where I was going with it. Make it look nice. And then for shocks, I don't want to use those stupid Harley shocks, but I got this pair of shocks here that I think are going to be way too long, unless I extend the swing arm way back. So these are off some later model crappy ass Harley. Not sure what they're off of, but something. I did not want to run a big shock stud off of here though. But basically it would go in there like this. But what I want to do is I want to make a bracket and hang it right down here. Just enough to clear the chain. So you have to look where the chain would be. And put it just far enough out it would clear it. And mount it right on the swing arm. And back here probably someplace. And let it extend back for the axle. But they also make these, you can buy off of eBay and other places, universal shocks with a piggyback like this that are shorter. These are pretty long as I recall. I think it's about 13 inches. They get them like 11 inches or something, 11 and a half, I forget. Some stupid numbers. I don't want to have the big shocks hanging out the side like stock. That's stupid. I want to kind of tuck everything in, clean it up a little bit. Now this bike does have the lug for the drum brake, so I can very easily put a drum brake back here wheel and do that, which would make it probably look even better. But that's a lot more expense, so I don't know if I want to do all that. But that would be the wheels that are on the back of this bike. It would be this setup, except in an 18-inch, not a 16 like this one is. One advantage of a drum brake, it cleans up really nice, so you don't see anything over here. And one advantage of the drum brake swing arm, it has the same axle plate like this, so everything's nice and open. Looks good. It just costs more. So I'm going to sell this bike, but I don't want to make it a $30,000 project. So unless somebody wants me to make it a $30,000 project, then we can. Then I can rebuild the motor, tranny, and do all kinds of stuff. But for now, it looks like crap, but it runs really good. We have to try to clean it up a little bit without rebuilding it. But you can see how the swing arm bike gives you a good look. So that's what I want to do there. And then for the oil tank, we're going to duplicate the same pattern. We're going to use panhead parts. So one panhead clone oil tank. Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid. In the boxes for some reason. So you can see why the this here might not work. Supposed to go the other side also. There you go. So this mounts right there. Yeah, we might be able to keep that up under there. Yeah, that'll probably... No, there's no way for a cable to fit. See, that's why. Anyway, that would go in there like that. You know, it's going to have a big gap under it, but oh well. It's just how it is. That's why they had those drop frames that went like that. Makes the tank fit better. But it's a nice skinny tank. I like it. It can look really good in the bike. It's basically the same as my 59 bike back here. It's the same tank, just different frame. I'm not swapping the frame out either, even though I have a bunch of them here. I get every year they got for shovelhead. So here's your drum brake swing arm with the drum brake wheel. Swing arm bike with horseshoe tank. See, they have big gap stock. And you use hard lines like that, looks good too, but the pump, you have to go soft by the time you got the pump. I'm going to use the same 2-in-1 exhaust system as this. I'm going to run the same fishtail as on my other bike, my shovel. So we're basically just going to duplicate how all this is done. And I like putting boards up in the front with normal brakes, and I don't like that mid-control stuff at all. I like the stock seat up high like that, solo seat. And I got one of those too for it, but I might mount it on the frame or close to the frame. Haven't decided on that yet. All these old bikes had solo seats up on big seat posts, see? If this bike has a shock, you don't need to have a seat on top of seat post. I like the big bun buster seats. I'm not sure what other people think. You got a big fat ass bike, you might have a fat ass seat on it. Something like that. Mount that sucker back there solid, and there you go. It's relatively low and it's nice and comfortable. And if you have to put the fat ass shocks on it further out than you want, it'll help hide them a little bit. So I like these. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to use 10 primaries. That's why we're doing kick only. There you go. Looks like a real Harley. 10 primaries is the only way to go. You see, I don't like chrome. Black is the only way to go also. Except I don't like I don't like powder coated black, it's too shiny, but it is what it is. There you go. So it's going to look like that. You have to put a belt drive in it to keep it dry. But anyway, that's where we're looking. Now for the gas tank, I figured out whether to put a Sportster tank on it or we want a set of narrow split tanks with the stock dash. So it's a matter if I want to make it look like this bike here with the narrow tanks or not. I like the narrow tanks. Or I can put like a Sportster tank on like that panhead frame has right there. That's mocked up, see? That sits right on top of the stock gas tank mount. So I don't have to cut anything off the frame because I don't want to cut the frame. So it looks like one of those lifted tanks, but that's just how it fits on a big twin. Of course, you only get half the tank for gas capacity, but yeah, whatever. So maybe we'll go something like that, and instead of using the bobs. So not using a dash. So anyway, that's the decision. So shoot me some comments. Let me know what you think. This is the direction I want it to be. So it's going to look like a real bike, but it's still kind of a bike you can ride. Now if you want to do electric start on it, V-Twin makes a kit for doing it. That still uses 10 primary, and I don't trust their stuff that much. But I don't know. I don't think it's made for swing arm bikes anyway. I think it's made for only rigids, but the starter motor kind of goes back in this area, and I don't think there's room for swing arm. So like I said, I'm not a big fan of that method, so I think we'll just make it a kick only bike. It'll be fine. So, but we are going to run a battery in it. No stupid magneto bike. So anyway, shoot me some ideas what you think, and we'll go from there. And you know, if somebody wants to buy it, let me know. We'll build it to suit. Otherwise I can just sell the motor and the trailer and the frame separate and screw it. Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of stripping bikes and selling pieces and parts and like all that. I don't mind selling stuff I took off the bike, like all that crap. But I don't like stripping them and just selling all the parts away. It's kind of stupid. But whatever. There's a lot of money in that, I guess. I always try to put them back together. See, that's just parts put back together. That's how I always do it. But we do have a big pile of parts here that look really, really nice in someone else's garage. There's a front end way down there. So, anyway, anybody want some 73 shovelhead stuff? Yeah, it's original crap. It's not cheap, but it's good parts, so. Oh well, so that's where we're at. So let me know what you think. That's where I'm at on it.